ready to dive into the world of aromatherapy.
Always ready for a good sensation.
I have to admit, I'm kind of excited for this one. We're taking a deep dive into aromatherapy for dummies today.
Sounds fun. Should we aim for like the Spark Notes version of becoming an aromatherapist?
Exactly. We're not trying to get certified or anything, but I think it'd be cool to uncover some practical tips and maybe even a few of those like, wait, really? Facts.
I think you'd be surprised at how much there is to learn.
So essential oils. I know a little bit about them, but I'm curious about the how and why. Like, how does just smelling something actually, like, do anything to our bodies and minds?
It all starts with our sense of smell. It's way more powerful than we often give it credit
And
for.
I think I've heard that somewhere, yeah.
When you inhale an essential oil, those little tiny aromatic molecules, they travel right up to your olfactory bulb, and that's directly connected to the limbic system.
Okay, hold on. Limbic system. Remind me what that is again.
Oh, it's like the emotional center of your brain. It
Mhm.
controls things like memory, mood, even your hormones.
Ah, okay.
So when you smell something, it's not just a quick sensory thing, it's actually setting off a whole chain reaction in your brain.
That's pretty wild. So you're saying a whiff of lavender isn't just, I don't know, making me feel relaxed. It's actually changing things in my brain.
Exactly. Research has even shown that lavender oil can lower your cortisol levels.
Cortisol, that's the stress hormone.
That's the one. And peppermint oil, on the other hand, that can actually stimulate your nervous system, helps you stay alert, focused.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense now. It's not just the smell itself, it's how those smells are messing with our brain chemistry.
You got it. And every essential oil has its own unique set of chemical compounds. It's kind of like their own fingerprint, gives them their own therapeutic properties.
Okay, so that brings me to my next question.
hmm
The whole blending thing. It seems a little intimidating. How do you even, like, start to create your own blends?
It's easier than you'd think. The key is to start with a carrier oil, like jojoba or coconut oil. It acts as a base.
Right.
You add a few drops of your chosen oils to that carrier oil, and boom, that's what we call dilution.
Gotcha. And why is dilution so important?
Because essential oils are super potent.
Oh, right.
They're basically the concentrated essence of a plant, so using them directly on your skin can really irritate it, maybe even be harmful.
Okay, that's good to know. So I've got my carrier oil, picked my essential oils. Now what? Do I just start mixing things together randomly?
Not exactly. There's some room for experimentation, obviously, and everyone has their own preferences. But there are a few basic principles to keep in mind. You wouldn't, for example, want to mix a bunch of really strong, overpowering scents.
Right, that makes sense. I've definitely walked into those stores where it's just like a wall of scent. You can't even tell what you're smelling anymore.
Exactly. So when you're blending, it's helpful to think about the different scent notes, kind of like in music. You've got your top notes. Those are the first scents you notice, like citrus or peppermint. Then you've got your middle notes, more floral or herbal. And base notes, those are heavier, they linger longer, kind of woodsy or earthy.
So it's like composing a symphony of scents. Each note has its own specific role.
You got it. And just like in music, you want to make sure the blend is balanced and harmonious, where each note complements the others.
Okay, I think I'm starting to get the hang of this, but full disclosure, I'm kind of a klutz in the kitchen. Anything involving measuring and mixing makes me a little nervous.
I totally understand. But honestly, you don't have to let that hold you back from experimenting. With aromatherapy, starting small and having fun is key. You really don't need fancy equipment or super precise measurements.
So it's more about intuition and experimenting than, like, following a strict recipe.
Exactly. The book actually encourages you to trust your nose and play around with different combos until you find something you like.
That's encouraging to hear. The whole blending process definitely feels a lot less intimidating now.
Glad to hear it. Remember, there are tons of resources out there, online and in books like this one. You don't have to go it alone.
Now, I'm curious about the different ways to use these oils. Is it just about, diffusing them in the air, or are there other methods?
There are actually quite a few ways to enjoy the benefits of aromatherapy. Diffusion is definitely a popular one, but we can come back to that later. First, let's talk about topical applications.
Topical, meaning like putting the oils directly on my skin?
Well, not directly. Remember we talked about dilution, so you'd always want to mix a few drops of the essential oil with a carrier oil first.
Right, safety first. So what are some examples of topical applications?
You could add a couple drops of essential oil to a bath for a relaxing soak. Or you could make your own massage oil by mixing essential oils with, say, almond or grapeseed oil.
That sounds amazing. I can already picture myself in a luxurious bubble bath with all these calming scents.
Oh, and don't forget about simple inhalation, too. Just put a drop or two of essential oil on a tissue or handkerchief and breathe deeply. Great for a quick mood boost or if you're feeling congested.
Wow, so many possibilities. I'm starting to see how aromatherapy can be woven into so many parts of our lives.
Exactly. It's all about finding what works best for you and fitting it into your routine in a way that feels good and, is something you can stick with.
Makes sense. So we've covered how aromatherapy works, the whole dilution thing, and even a few ways to actually use the oils. But now I really want to hear more about specific essential oils and their benefits. Can we get into that?
Absolutely. Let's start with one of the most popular and versatile oils, lavender.
Perfect. I'm all ears. Tell me everything about lavender's magical powers.
Lavender is like the ultimate multitasker of essential oils. It does so much, and it's got all these therapeutic benefits.
I've always been a fan of the scent, but I'm curious, like, what makes it so special? Is it really as calming and relaxing as everyone says?
Oh, it's not just hype. There's a ton of research backing up lavender's calming effects. Studies have actually shown that just inhaling lavender oil can slow your heart rate down, lower your blood pressure, and even reduce those pesky cortisol levels.
Cortisol being the stress hormone, right?
You got it. It's basically a natural chill pill for your nervous system.
No kidding. And it doesn't stop there.
Nope. Lavender is famous for helping with sleep, too.
Okay, yeah.
If you have trouble falling asleep, try diffusing some lavender oil in your bedroom an hour or two before bed.
I've heard that, but I've always been kind of skeptical. How can just, like, smelling something actually make you sleep better?
Well, remember how we were talking about the limbic system and how smells can directly affect our mood? Lavender oil actually increases alpha brain waves. Those are the ones associated with relaxation and sleepiness.
Oh,
It's almost like sending your brain a signal that it's time to wind down.
wow. That is fascinating. I'm definitely going to have to try that. Anything else lavender oil is good for? Any other, like, hidden talents?
Yeah. Well, it's also a gentle antiseptic and anti-inflammatory. So it can be helpful for soothing little skin irritations like burns or bug bites.
Okay, lavender is officially at the top of my essential oils shopping list. What other essential oil superheroes should we know about?
If lavender's the queen of calm, peppermint oil is definitely the king of energy.
Peppermint. Interesting. I usually associate peppermint with, like, toothpaste or gum. How does it work as an essential oil?
Oh, it's super stimulating and invigorating. Peppermint oil has this compound called menthol,
Okay.
creates a cooling sensation, can help open up your airways.
So that's why it's so popular for congestion and headaches.
Exactly. And it's not just for clearing your head. Peppermint oil can actually give you an energy boost and help you focus better, too.
Like a natural alternative to coffee.
You could say that. If you're hitting that afternoon slump, try diffusing some peppermint oil. Or you could apply a diluted blend to your temples, the back of your neck.
I'm seeing a theme here. It's amazing how these essential oils can really impact, like, our whole state of being, both physical and mental.
It really shows you the power of nature, how these plants have developed these amazing properties over, millions of years.
Okay, lavender for relaxation, peppermint for energy. What else should we add to our essential oils toolkit?
Let's talk about tea tree oil. This one's known for its antimicrobial properties. Basically, it helps fight off bacteria and fungi.
Okay, antimicrobial. Break that down for me. What does that actually mean, like, practically speaking?
Well, it means tea tree oil can be a lifesaver for all sorts of skin conditions. Acne, eczema, even little cuts and scrapes.
So it's like a natural first aid kit.
Pretty much. People have used it to treat fungal infections too, like athlete's foot.
Wow, that's impressive. I'm starting to realize essential oils are way more versatile than I thought.
They really are. And honestly, we've barely scratched the surface. There are so many essential oils out there, each with their own unique benefits.
This is so cool. I feel like we could talk about this all day.
I know, right? It's such a fascinating topic. But let's switch gears for a sec and talk about the history of aromatherapy.
Okay, I'm curious about that. I know people have been using essential oils forever, but I don't really know the whole backstory.
Well, the use of essential oils actually goes back thousands of years to ancient civilizations like the Egyptians, the Greeks, the Romans.
So it's not just some, like, new age trend.
Not even close. The ancient Egyptians used essential oils for practically everything. Religious ceremonies, embalming, perfumes, cosmetics, you name it. They were like the aromatherapy masters.
That's incredible. What about other cultures?
Well, in ancient India, essential oils were a huge part of Ayurveda.
Ayurveda, that's like a traditional system of medicine, right?
Yep, and it's still practiced today. And in China, they've been using essential oils in traditional Chinese medicine for centuries.
So it really is a global tradition.
Absolutely. For thousands of years, people all over the world have been incorporating essential oils into their lives.
It makes you wonder why we ever stopped using these natural remedies in the first place.
I think part of it is probably due to the rise of modern medicine and, the pharmaceutical industry.
Yeah, it's definitely easier to just pop a pill than to, like, make your own blends or spend time researching different plants.
But I think people are starting to realize that modern medicine has its limitations. There's definitely a renewed interest in natural and holistic approaches to health.
I think you're right. People are realizing that there's more to health than just treating symptoms. They're looking for ways to support their well-being, to reconnect with nature.
And that's where aromatherapy comes in. It's a gentle but really powerful way to tap into the healing power of plants. It can help you create a more balanced and harmonious life.
I love that. It's not about masking the problem. It's about getting to the root of it and supporting your body's own ability to heal itself.
Exactly. And one of the best things about aromatherapy is that it's accessible to everyone. You don't have to be an expert to get started.
So true. It can be as simple as adding some lavender oil to your bath or putting on the peppermint diffuser.
Exactly. And as you learn more and experiment, you can start creating your own custom blends, Really make your aromatherapy experience your own.
I am so inspired to keep learning about this and see what else is out there.
That's great. Remember, this is just the start of your aromatherapy journey. There's so much more to discover.
I can't wait. But before we go too far, can we circle back to something you mentioned earlier about the different ways to use the oils? We talked about putting them on your skin, breathing them in, but you also mentioned diffusion. Can you tell us more about that?
Of course. Diffusion is one of the most popular ways to experience aromatherapy, and it's super enjoyable. It's a simple and really effective way to spread those lovely essential oils throughout the air. You can fill your home or workspace with those therapeutic aromas.
I'm intrigued. So how does it actually work?
Well, there are different kinds of diffusers out there, but the most common ones use either ultrasonic vibrations or heat.
Okay.
That breaks down the essential oils into teeny tiny particles, and those get released into the air.
So it's like creating a mist of essential oils.
Exactly. And the cool thing about diffusion is that you get to enjoy the benefits of aromatherapy without having to really do anything. You don't have to apply anything. You just breathe in and let the oils work their magic.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Can you imagine coming home after a crazy day and walking into a room that smells like lavender?
Oh, it's so relaxing. And you can choose from so many different essential oils. You can create whatever kind of atmosphere you want.
So if I wanted to create a more energizing and uplifting vibe, what kind of oils would you recommend diffusing?
Citrus oils are great for that. Lemon, grapefruit, orange. Those are fantastic for boosting your mood and energy. Plus, they're naturally cleansing and purifying, so they can help freshen the air and get rid of any icky smells.
Ooh, good tip. I'm always looking for natural ways to freshen up my house, especially in the winter when I can't open the windows as much.
And don't forget about blends. You can mix and match different essential oils to create your own signature scents, tailored to exactly what you need and what you like.
Okay, that's it. I'm officially adding a diffuser to my shopping list. This whole aromatherapy thing is so fascinating, and I'm really excited to start incorporating it into my life.
I think you'll be amazed at how much of a difference it can make for your well-being. Just remember to start slowly, try different oils and blends, and most importantly, have fun with it.
Great advice. I'm feeling a lot more confident about all this now. But before we wrap up, I have one last question. The book mentions that essential oils have unique personalities and stories. If they could talk, what do you think they'd tell us?
That's a beautiful question. If essential oils could talk, I think they would share stories of resilience, of adaptation, and the incredible power of nature.
Maybe like little plant whisperers, telling us secrets from the earth.
Exactly, sharing stories of how they've survived and thrived, and reminding us that we're not separate from nature. We're connected to it. Just like these plants, we have this incredible ability to heal and grow.
I'm kind of feeling inspired to learn more about where these oils come from, like the actual plants and the places they grow.
There's a whole field of study dedicated to that, ethnobotany, learning how different cultures have used plants for centuries. It really gives you a deeper appreciation for the wisdom, and the power of nature.
It's pretty amazing how aromatherapy kind of bridges that gap between ancient traditions and modern science. We're rediscovering these old practices and then, like, finding scientific proof for what people knew all along.
Yeah, it's like we're coming full circle, but with even more knowledge and understanding.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into the world of aromatherapy, what's the one thing you really want our listeners to take away from all this?
Aromatherapy is more than just a fad. It's a way to, like, boost your well-being on every level, physically, emotionally, even spiritually.
Yeah, I like that.
It's about tapping into nature's power to create a more balanced, more harmonious life for yourself.
That's a great way to put it. And I think it's important to remember this is a journey. It's not about reaching some end goal. It's about exploring and experimenting, finding what works for you.
Absolutely. Start with what speaks to you, whether it's a relaxing bath with lavender or diffusing some peppermint to get energized. Trust your instincts. Let those scents be your guide.
And don't forget to have fun with it.
Exactly. Aromatherapy should be enjoyable. It's about taking care of yourself, not adding another chore to your list.
That's such a good point. So yeah, have fun, experiment, see what amazing things you can discover with aromatherapy. Who knows? You might even find your own signature scent or blend, something that brings you peace, energy, whatever you need.
That's a great thought to end on.
Well, thanks for joining us on this fragrant journey. We hope this deep dive has inspired you to explore the world of aromatherapy. And who knows, maybe you'll discover the power of scent for yourself.
Until next time, may your days be filled with the sweet aromas of well-being and joy.